Welcome everyone to the success story. We have Bradley Robinson joining me here today, and he's going to share his journey and his experience going through lifestyle marketing, what it's done for his life, and ultimately like his business, but overall the transformation that he's had and everything that he's experienced. So Bradley, welcome, buddy. Good to have you here today. Thank you for doing this.
What's up? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Awesome. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and just dive right in, man, and just get right to it. So tell us a
Awesome. Let's
little
do
bit of
it.
yeah. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, where you currently living or traveling or wherever it may be.
So I'm from South Africa, from a place called Durban. Lived most of my life in a small island called Mauritius in the Indian Ocean. But then I've been living past 2 years in Vietnam. Well, I left a few months ago, and currently I'm in Zimbabwe, just traveling around. I've been traveling around for a few months now, getting the lay, trying to find a place to settle down.
Jet setting, man. I love it. You're getting around, you're trying to
Yeah,
figure out where you want to go, where you want to be. That's incredible.
exactly.
I know most people would want that to have that problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Definitely, definitely,
100%.
definitely. Okay, cool. So let's go back. Obviously you came to the program. So what did you experience? What problems were you facing that made you want to start your own business?
I mean, I was a teacher in Vietnam, the classic, just teaching there, not really enjoying it. Never felt that it was something I was going to be able to do forever. It was a temporary thing, but I didn't know what I was going to do. So it was one of those things where I was like, crap, you're staying there. You say you're going to stay there for 6 months. You end up staying there for, well, in my case, like a year and a half. It's just never ending. What's the next step? What's the next step? So came across this, started doing some research, and then that's what that's what really motivated me, was actually having something to be able to take somewhere other than places that can that need English teachers. Because I mean, the English teaching thing is only in certain countries, and it's not everywhere. It's definitely not back home. So I'm like, ish, where can I actually use, what skills can I use in another place?
Gotcha. So you knew you wanted to get out from teaching, out from Vietnam. You wanted to experience some other places, right?
Yeah, I mean, teaching was never the goal. Never, not once did I think I was going to become a teacher. It was one of those things. A lot of South Africans will know that there's not many jobs available. So you go and you teach for English for a bit, explore, travel Asia. And then afterwards, you're like, crap, I want to keep traveling Asia. I want to keep doing this or keep traveling wherever I want to, but I don't want to be teaching English.
Yeah. And rightfully so. Like you figure out like you want to move forward, and James always talks about you hit a cap, your income's capped, your hour, you have your hours and everything like that, and you kind of get tied down. So totally get it, totally get it. Okay, so
Yeah.
you knew you wanted to get out, you wanted to do something different, you want to live someplace else too. So what did you do or try before joining the program? Kind of what happened with that?
I didn't try anything. To be honest, what I did was I actually started doing more hours. I was taking a second job. It's quite easy to get a teaching job there, but you're limited by the amount of hours that you can do. But that's what I did. I tried to work more and more hours, make more and more money, get full-time contracts, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like you actually just mentioned, it's limited, it's capped. There's only so many hours in the day.
Yeah. And that's crazy. So you ended up taking on more work, more hours. And so what was your energy like? Did you feel like you were doing too much, or how were you managing your day?
No, that is exactly the point where I started looking for something online, is when it was hitting a point where my girlfriend and I were living together doing the exact same thing, both like exhausted, doing nothing, not really socializing, working 7 days a week, um, just not doing anything. We'd go out to eat one meal and then work, and then that was it. And then get back home late because it was in the evening, often late into the evenings, sleep, do the same thing again the next day. It was a horrible routine, really.
Yeah. And it's tough when every time you're in that kind of situation. I understand. So what did you first think about when you heard about lifestyle marketer, or how'd you even find it in the first place?
I found it from a Facebook ad, and then well, I mean, straight away I was like, this obviously too good to be true. It's funny, in the beginning, I thought it was something else. So I was following things to try. I was trying to find out how this is a scam. That was my first thing. You know, I was the most skeptical person you can imagine. Um, but if it, I just, you know, I went along with it. I got onto a call with the guy back then. We chatted. He was really nice. He seemed really relatable. We started just chatting, and then I did a bit of homework. I managed to like spy around and find some people in the program that were actually in it because they were living in the city. I mean, there was other South Africans that were living in Ho Chi Minh City that were in the program that I knew, that I didn't know they were in the program until I found out through some research, and then spoke to them about it, and they were like, "Dude, get in there. It's awesome."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's cool. It's cool. Okay, so then you jumped in. All right. And then
Yeah.
I mean, and obviously we'll get to, you know, where you are today. So what happened? Um, you know, you came in, and what was the experience like? Like what was it like for you, you know, from jumping into to getting your first client?
Ah, it was huge. Well, I mean, I jumped in just before I knew I was going on a bit of a holiday back home. Stay with the parents. I was like, sweet, this is going to be awesome. I'll be able to load up on all the content that I can with no intention of taking action, which is the worst thing you can do. But I just wanted to like learn as much as I can because now I didn't know anything. This is not what I studied at all. So I did that, went through. So I joined at end of November. By end of December, I already had my first client planned, but it was for a personal trainer. So we were going to do the whole new year, new me thing. So we were only starting in the new year. It was a friend of mine, so it was super easy to get across. I messaged him within 10 minutes. He was like, "I'm on board. Let's do this." I used to be a personal trainer, so I got a few connections there, and yeah, then from there, did used that to then try to find more clients. And so I was a bit slow. Like I said, I went on a 3-week holiday with intent of doing a lot of research, but I ended up not doing too much. But I did work with this guy back home, and then got my first paying client by February. So what's that? 2 months, and then went on from there.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. Um, really, you kind of just you jumped in and you took action, and so you ended up getting your first client. Okay, so then now let's bring it up to where we are today. So what have your results been so far? Like how many clients do you have? What kind of revenue are you doing?
So right now, I've got 9 clients. So it's one funny thing. There's people in the program that are doing huge things. I found quite a low level niche, but then I mean James always told us, don't be scared of the low level niches because you can do more. I mean, like I said, I got 9 clients, but then because of that, I can do lots. I'm consistently getting between $4,000 to $6,000 a month, and that is from it's without to be honest, not much profit because so I mean actually, to be honest, my biggest thing is my mindset. When I joined in, I joined in was like, you know, if I'm happy earning another $500 on the side, that was such a bad mindset to come in with. But that was what I want. I was like, you know, I'm happy. I can keep teaching. I can do this. Had a bit of time. You know, $500 extra on the side. Then all of a sudden, I realized, wait, I can actually do this properly. So now I've got 9 clients. I'm on a really low level niche, but I actually had a chat with James the once, and he said to me, and I was looking to get a higher level niche. I was like, no, I need to get in the big ticket stuff. And he said, dude, you're an expert in this specific niche. It's like people are actually coming to me for it because there's no one really else. It's a really small niche. People are messaging me and saying, hey, I heard you do this. Can you help me? So he's like, you can service 20 people at $500 a month. Go for it. I mean, rather than try aim for a few clients at $2,000 a month. So I went for it, and yeah, now I'm at 9 clients. I'm always around between $4,000 to $6,000 a month. That's where my ballpark figure of where I'm always floating around. It's nice because
Okay, so
it's also very consistent, which
that's awesome. Okay, so 9 clients, and you said what, 4 to 6,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. So it's nice to average of 5K a month. So we'll lay it there. That's really
Yeah.
really good. And you took an approach that you can kind of handle a volume, right? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, exactly. That's it. I was looking to get out of that. I was like, nah, I don't want to be in this niche. It's not paying as much as all these other people earning so much.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then James actually was the one who told me when I started talking to him about it. He was like, dude, you've got this position of authority, use it. And I did, and it's awesome because yeah, like I get messages from people in the niche, probably messages every week, just people messaging me saying like, I heard you do this for this dude, can you help me?
It's
Like,
amazing, man. It's amazing. And it's great when you pick a niche that not only like but you can get good at. Like everyone can obviously start anywhere, but you can get good at it and then you can provide value there. And so that's really, really awesome. So really
yeah.
happy to see you take action and do that. Okay, man. So I know like this obviously there's been some change in your life as a result. So how has this had this business of yours, how has it had a positive impact on your life? Like, what are you able to do now that maybe you weren't able to do before? How's life different now?
Oh, dude, that goes back to the beginning of this video when I said why I was looking at this opportunity in the beginning, because I wasn't happy. Well, I didn't think teaching was going to be a thing. I didn't want to live in Vietnam all my life. Um, I was like, what can I do? I need to find something online. Did it, and it's awesome. I've quit my job